Good evening, everybody. All right, how you doing? Welcome back to the studio. Here we are. Let me make sure we're live on actual YouTube and not just in the back end. And 1 second, oh my goodness, 20 people already chiming in. So good to see everyone. I think the Wi-Fi butter my bread. That is right, Robert. Hopefully we're looking okay. In the back end, it looks a little pixelated, but right now on YouTube, it's looking clear and crisp. So, good to see everyone. Good to see everyone. Okay, let me just set my phone down, and another night in the studio. Here we are. Let's get it rolling. Oh man, where's everybody from? Where are you watching from? I see Alberta, Canada is in the house. So let us know in the chat. If you're new, welcome. Basically, I always like to ask where everyone's from at the beginning because it's incredible to see the global community come together here on this YouTube channel. So yeah, let us know, and I'm just gonna flip this screen real quick. 1 second. And here we go. Okay, there we go. Virginia in the house. Nova Scotia for David. Cambridge, UK. Whew, it's pretty late in Cambridge, isn't it? Oh my goodness. Singapore, North Carolina for Anthony. Baltimore, Maryland for Andrew. Honduras, Overland Park, Kansas. Remington, Indiana. You better believe it. Washington State for Ethan. Jeff is from Charlotte, North Carolina. Oh yeah, Steve, Charlotte, North Carolina. I love it. Chad tuning in from Centennial, Colorado, just down the road. Good to see everyone, and I'll also ask at the beginning if you could share the link out, spread it around, especially, I always like to spread it around. Actually, I'm going to do that right now on Twitter. If you could, that would help get more people here. As we get rolling here, we'll let folks stream in, and I'm just going to tweet this out. But yeah, I like to post it on Twitter. I also do Facebook every now and then. Any spreading of the link helps out this channel. All right, let me just tweet this out and give a shout out to all of you. Let's go. So cool. And all right, there it goes out on Twitter. Okay. South Florida's in the house. Cincinnati, Daniel, oh, love it. Fullerton, California. Denver, represent for Jason. So good. Oh, yes, Belgium. And Lef, I'm just going to pronounce your name that way, Lef. Corman, thank you for tuning in from Belgium. Did you know my last name is DeMoor, and my family's lineage is rooted in Belgium, right on the French-Belgian border, I think near Alsace, if I'm not pronouncing that correctly, but so anyway, shout out to Belgium. It's got a special place in my heart. Okay, and let's see here. I'd like to ask, how was your run today? But also, are you suffering from any injuries right now? So kind of a two-part question as we get rolling. Remember, today's vlog was all about injuries. Kind of a tough topic, but a necessary topic if you are striving to stay healthy and or get over an injury. So let us know in the chat. A lot of comments came in today on the vlog, like too many, which means there's a lot of people struggling with little, sometimes little injuries, sometimes big injuries. So let us know in the chat if you are, how was your run today, and then are you struggling with any injuries? That would be sweet. I think I forgot to tell everyone that right now I'm injury free. I forgot to mention that in the vlog this morning, so that is good. Definitely a few little aches and pains, just like pretty normal stuff. Last week I had a little pain by my shin splint, like near my shin area, just like for a day. It was kind of strange. I monitored it, make sure it didn't progress and get worse, and sure enough, it's been gone for a week now. So that is my update on the injuries. So far, pretty darn healthy, so that is good. Let's see, Henny God, 5 mile tempo and no injuries, good. let's see here. Andrew says, I've been struggling a bit with shin splints, so today I went for a hike instead of running. Very smart, Andrew. I think that's brilliant. It's always good to back it off just a little bit. And the key, Andrew, will be to see how does it feel tomorrow. Oh my goodness, 80 people here. Let's see if we can push it over 100. This is awesome. Welcome, everyone. And tonight, we're going to talk about Barkley. If you are a mountain or ultra runner or trail runner, you're going to love this topic. So we're going to talk about Barkley. And then I am in catch-up mode with respect to questions from all of you. So I might just explain this right now before I do want to just jump back into the chat real quick. Daniel says he ran at sea level, felt great. He is running the Carlsbad 5K. I think it's on Saturday. So shout out to Daniel, a faithful viewer of the vlogs. Good luck, Daniel. And then let's see. Mike says 7-mile run today in the New Balance 880s. Nice. Devin says last race of the outdoor season tomorrow. Okay, nice. John Fulmer is in the house. That is what I'm talking about. Oh man, this is amazing. So 4 miles today, 8:30 pace. This is incredible. So everyone, John Fulmer and I went to high school together. We ran on the track team. I was the 2-mile guy. He was the 100 meter, 200 meter, like really fast. Oh, Bud, shout out to you, Bud. That's awesome. So cool. Okay, moving on here. Scott had a 5-mile tempo. Luke, rest day on legs. Mind ran a marathon at work. Nice. Okay, so, oh man, almost to 100 viewers. That's awesome. So here's the deal. With respect to communication on this YouTube channel, basically, oh man, the channel continues to grow at a pretty quick clip. And I didn't know that was going to happen 3 or 4 months ago. So last December, I said to all of you in a vlog, like, email me your questions. I'm here for you. I want to help you, whether it's with training, questions about running shoes, whatever the case may be. So I wanted to help you. But what has happened is the volume of emails that I'm receiving is going up and up and up every single week. And literally, I would have to stop sleeping in order to reply to all of the emails. And not to mention messages on Instagram, and not even to mention the questions down in the comments below the daily vlog. So it's getting a little hard to reply to you. And I apologize if I put out false information about answering your questions via email. So what I've decided is that when a question comes in, if it's a quick answer, like if it's 1 or 2 sentences, I can do that. But sometimes these questions that are sent to me on email are really long. Like it would require 10 to 15 minutes to type out a really well thought out answer. So I just don't have that kind of time. Therefore, the questions are going to end up in here, in a running shoe box. So if you email me a question, I will put it in the box, especially if it's a long answer, and then I'll be able to answer live for all of you. And the benefit is that not only do you get to hear the answer, but everybody else will get to hear the answer about training, about running shoes, about whatever. And of course, if it's like confidential or personal question, I won't answer that live in front of everybody, just making that clear. But that is going to be our strategy moving forward. So, okay. So cool. Thank you all for being here. Oh man, we got Michael here, 11 kilometers at real easy pace in the Bondi 6. Nice. Logan is here. Trevor, Kaylee. Let's see. This is awesome. Jules, Joey. Oh my goodness. Chad set a personal record yesterday on the 10K and 5K distances in the same run. That always feels good. Congrats, Chad. All right, so here we go. We're going to talk about these 3 topics once again, and I think we're going to dive in. I don't want to spend too much time on Barkley, but I do just want to touch upon it because I think it's a really interesting topic if you're not familiar with this event. And I'm going to do my best to summarize it, but to get going, hold on. Just need to take a little drink there. to get going, we're going to do our traditional trivia question. So here we go. So let's go. One second. So the Barkley Marathon, so this Barkley, it should have marathon after it, but I don't have enough space on the chalkboard. So it's called the Barkley Marathon. It's a race. It takes place in Tennessee. It's very interesting. I'm going to explain it all here in 1 minute. But for all the Barkley junkies out there, these trivia questions are for you. Here we go. Trivia question number 1. How many finishers have there been at the Barkley Marathon? And I'll just say the race has been going on about 30 years. So how many finishers in the history of the race have there been? That's question number 1. And as you're thinking about it, I'm going to monitor the chat here. Shout out to Louise, Jared, Ethan. Oh man, Running with Ronan is here. Nice. Jason, Scott. Nice. Shout out to Scott. That's awesome. 15. Boom. Trevor in the house. Trevor, you got it. That is awesome. Good work, everybody. That is awesome. So 15 finishers ever. How crazy is that? All right, question number 2. What item must be submitted during the check-in process at the Barkley Marathon? I think it's only if you're a new attendee to the event. But what item must be submitted during the check-in process at the Barkley Marathon? Here we go. Oh man, good to see everybody. Wow, there is a lot of people here. Goodness. License plates. That's right. Old Tanker gets it. So when you arrive, I believe the registration fee is $1.65. We'll talk more about that in a second. You got to bring a license plate from your home state or country, and then you need to bring an item for, well, this connects to the next question. What is the nickname of the legendary race director of the Barkley Marathon? That's question number 3. What is the nickname of the legendary race director of the Barkley Marathon? Here we go. Oh man, this is so cool. And then we'll just do one more, but I think you guys are going to get it real quick. Oh man, here we go. Oh man, so cool to see everyone. I can tell there is some good. Laz, boom. Trevor in the house. Laz gets it. Trevor, you're first. Good work, everyone. Old Tanker, you got Jared. Awesome. Running at altitude, so cool. Laz is correct. And last question. What do runners have to find at various checkpoints along the Barkley course? That's going to be easy because I can tell you guys are on your A game. Oh man. So I'll wait in the chat, but I have a feeling it's going to come up real quick. That's right, Lazarus Lake. Danny, you got the full name there. Good job. Full nickname, I should say. Okay. Book pages. Boom. There we go. That was easy. Good job, everybody. So let me do my best to, that's right, books. So you guys, okay, I thought maybe I'd be able to, I wasn't sure, so let's dive into it. The Barkley Marathon, the race happens once a year, usually in April, and basically it's a very unique race, off the beaten path, although it has become much more better known, as many, I can tell by the chat that you all are on the game as far as what the event is about. So the Barkley Marathon, as far as I know, started in 1986. Started by Gary Cantrell, a.k.a. Lazarus Lake is his nickname, and he was a ultra runner from the 70s and 80s. So the race takes place in Tennessee at Frozen Head State Park, and basically, and I should mention, I am not a Barkley expert. I do enjoy following the event, but I'll just do my best to communicate what takes place there as much as possible. And so it is a 100+ mile race. It's long. Really, people don't even really know how long it is, because every year, usually Laz and Raw Dog, I think is his nickname, Raw Dog, they change the course up every year just a little bit in order to keep it interesting for the runners, and to make sure that runners that are repeating or runners that are kind of going out to scout the course don't figure out the course ahead of time. And it's 100 miles. Correct me if actually I'm going to ask all of you. I think it's 50,000 feet of vertical climbing, again, roughly. So vertical up and then vertical down. So 100,000 vertical change, but 50K up. So we're talking a lot of climbing. But if somebody knows for sure, let me know in the chat. Yeah. And it might be 120 miles. Like nobody really knows, and that is part of the beauty of the race, is that you're not allowed to use a GPS watch. So it's a very kind of simplified race. Usually there's only 40 racers every single year, and sometimes that number fluctuates just a little bit. And to apply to the race, you have to. It's like, I honestly would love to run the race. I don't even know how to apply. And I've done a little bit of research. I've heard it's not what you know, it's who you know type of situation to apply. And basically you have to write an essay and submit it to Laz, explaining why you should be chosen to run the Barkley Marathon. Oh my goodness, this is so cool. Like, a lot of you are in tune with this race, which is exciting and a little surprising. Like, let's see. Yes, so Trevor, I would love to be a participant someday. So it's $1.65, I believe, or $1.56, somewhere right around there. Very, very affordable, and that's the beauty of it. Since you've watched the documentaries, you probably have heard Laz say, like, if somebody gets upset at me, I can just kind of laugh at their face because it costs $1.65 to enter. So if something goes wrong, it's like, well, it was so cheap to apply. So anyway. And so I want to make sure I'm not missing anything on the application. So the application, the essay, and then you get like a letter of condolence. Basically, if you are accepted to run the Barkley, and basically saying, I'm sorry that you've been chosen to race it, because as the finishing rate explains, it's a very, very difficult race. So, and let's dive into what happened this year. Basically, the race just finished, 4 days ago, and nobody finished. I'll just say it right now. Nobody finished. I think it was the second year in a row that nobody has finished, and not surprising. I mean, although I must say, before the race, there was a lot of buzz around the event because there were some big names coming back. And sure enough, like, nobody finished. I was pretty surprised, actually, that nobody finished. And then during the race, so let's run through that. Basically, and I'm going to get into the chat and answer your questions and listen to you all as well here in a second. But basically, the race starts at any time from midnight to noon on a particular day. It's all a mystery. This race is all a mystery. So you don't actually know the official start time until an hour before. So it could be at 12, or it could be at like 1:05 a.m. and you get notified at 12:05 a.m. that you have an hour to prepare to go run. Laz lights a cigarette. Everybody knows that. Laz lights a cigarette to start the race, so there's no gun. And it's just straight up brutal. If you guys are watching these documentaries on Netflix and YouTube, and it's just, it looks really tough. And I've done some really challenging mountain running here in Colorado, and there's the element of elevation that we have to deal with here, altitude that we have to deal with here in Colorado. But in Tennessee, the altitude is not too bad, but it's like you have to deal with the underbrush and the briars and the fallen trees and all of these like it's like an obstacle course out there trying to get over the that's right, you blow the conch shell. That is correct, Daniel, to warn everybody that it is time to start the race. So it is an amazing event. As far as like, I like it because it keeps ultra running simple and to a certain extent pure, and even though it has gained more popularity recently, it's just like that pure, like, go out and see what the human spirit can accomplish, and to watch the tears and the blood, and like, it's just like it really strips down the human, I feel like it strips down all of our walls that we might put up between us and others, like when you are going through a challenge like that. So anyway, I'm going to jump into the chat and answer any questions here. Let's just see here. And if anybody does have any inside information on applying, don't hesitate to email it to me, because I've done a little bit of research and it's been a little challenging. Yes, that is correct. They say it is like climbing and descending Mount Everest twice. It is exactly that. As far as pure elevation gain and loss. Now, granted, it's not at high altitude, but still, it's ridiculous. Really, really ridiculous. And, okay, let's see. Eduardo says Laz is a sadist, or I don't know if I'm saying that right, but it's like, he would probably embrace that description. He's not afraid to challenge people and literally break. It's almost like training to be a Navy SEAL. Like, they want to break you down type of situation. So Laz is probably a little bit, a little bit like that. I would agree with that. Was amazing that at FKT holder Carol Sabe was racing it as well. That is correct, Jules. Old Toad asks, how many loops do you think you could finish? Oh yeah, I forgot to mention that. So it's a 20-mile loop, 20 mile, but in parentheses, or in air quotes there. I mean, how many laps? I mean, I would love to. So a fun run is if you do 3 loops. I would like to think on my first time I could do 3 loops. I've heard you usually have to go back 2, 3, 4 times to really learn the course and figure it out. Some people do get it done in the first year. I think the biggest, oh, there we go, Luke. That's awesome. Thank you for that super chat, Luke. Luke says a $2 super chat for Seth's Barkley entry bribe money fund. Amen. Amen. I would love that. Luke, you just covered the registration fee because it is that affordable. And it's, correct me if I'm wrong, 5 loops or 5 laps around the park or around through the trails. Basically, yeah, I'd like to say I could do 3, but I would definitely go into it not with a attitude of I'm going to, like, it's a really humbling, I can just tell it's a very humbling experience. Oh, Eduardo, thank you for that super chat. Awesome. $7.90. I appreciate it. Chris says, my run buddy ran Barkley this year, did not finish 1 loop. Oh, Chris, I get it, man. It's absolutely humbling and breaks you down. And, yes, 5. Thank you I thought it was 5 loops. Correct. Yeah. So 5 in 60 hours. That is correct. It's just, and then of course the Gary Robbins documentary put on by Ginger Runner. I mean, that was pretty heartbreaking. I don't know. I'm sure he'll go back. I'm pretty confident Gary will go back and try and get it done, but he missed it by like 7 or 8, 6, 7 seconds, but he came down the wrong trail, so he actually missed the course a little bit. But that was pretty crazy story right there. Okay, so any other thoughts on Barkley? If not, we're actually going to dive into the box here in 1 second. And thank you for being here. Holy smokes, 129 people watching. I appreciate it. If you're just joining, we're talking about the Barkley Marathon that just happened last weekend in Tennessee. Marathon, it's like 100, 120, who knows, mile race with a ton of climbing. And it's more like you run it, but it's definitely a power hike situation as well. Like you are working on power hiking throughout as well. There you go, 60-hour time limit. That is right, Laney. Okay, so yes. Okay, that's good to know. I didn't know that Gary was injured. Let's dive in. Here we go. So again, if you have emailed me, and you can email me, my email's down below with questions about training, about running shoes, about racing tactics, about life in general, whatever you want to email me about. But just know that unless I can give a short answer in reply, there's a good chance that your question will end up in the box for the live stream the following week, because the volume of emails is just going crazy, like it's just blowing up. So, okay. There we go. That's right. Get out the wizard sticks. Okay. All right. Barkley Marathons. Yes. Old Tanker, I think you are correct, right? Maybe somebody can confirm that for me. Nice. Oh, that's interesting, Kurt. So Gary Robbins announced over the weekend he plans to run next year. That's awesome. I would love to see. I mean, if I can figure out the application process, I will probably put my name in the hat for next year. I've heard though it's getting more and more difficult, but anyway. So, all right, here we go. First question from all of you. No, we are not doing a running shoe giveaway tonight. That was fun, though. Who was there on Monday night? Let us know in the chat. That was fun. Okay, here we go. Moving on here. Okay. Question for you. How do you stay mentally, and this is from Bryce, and this was an email. How do you stay mentally tough, especially training alone? The easy days aren't too bad, but on workout days when it isn't going well, how do you stay positive and grind it out? In college, I had teammates to help get me to the end of a workout, but training alone has been tough. So that is from Bryce. That's a great question. I'll be interested to hear in the chat if anybody else struggles with kind of that mental toughness. It's sad. It is very sad. A lot of them, at least in the United States, like I hardly ever run with anybody, mostly because I'm too busy and like schedules don't overlap. So Bryce, I totally get it. I envy the East Africans in Ethiopia and Kenya who like go out for a run with like 30, 40, 50 runners almost every single day in these groups, and they just like pound ground together. I miss my times in college, running together with a team. So Bryce, I totally get it. Awesome. I'm glad some folks were here on Monday. So my answer to that is, Bryce, I always, I certainly try and look with the glass half full attitude and think of like, there's a couple different maybe mental tricks you could do, but one would be, what is the other option? The other option is you're injured and you have to go to the pool and swim laps, or you're injured and you have to sit on the couch and you can't get out the front door, even if it is alone. Or the other option is you're too busy to get a run in that day, and that's like way worse than actually getting out the door alone for whatever the mileage might be on that particular day. So that's one little like mental trick I use. Like if I don't want to get out the door, I just say, gosh, what is like the other option is not so good. Just sitting around, or I'm too busy, or I don't know, whatever the case may be. Oh, I just heard a horn outside my house. Sorry, 1 second. Okay, we're good. And then as far as mental toughness, Bryce, I think I've raced so much through the years, and Bryce, I don't know what your racing schedule looks like, but I love to think about my peak race, and racing is so much more fun when you are fit. and really, really fit. And when you are on the razor edge of like, okay, I am at my peak fitness, this is going to be a really, really fun day. Whether you're chasing down a PR, or you're trying to win the race, or you're trying to run the best leg in a relay, whatever the case may be. So, it's runners, I know, I get it. Like, we don't get to participate in our sport as far as racing as much as, basketball or baseball, so that can be tough. But anyway, those are a couple things that I use in my mental quiver to pull out when I don't want to get out the door, is with respect to mental toughness. Okay, diving, I know that was kind of a lot there, and I have not, I'm just going, pulling these questions out. I have no idea what questions I'm getting here. So I hope that can help a little bit. Okay, moving on. Pacing is on point. Oh yeah, I'm sensing you could be leaning toward this for Cleveland. So this is from Frankie. That came in yesterday on Strava. Basically, I ran in these shoes yesterday, and I ran in them today, the Adios 4s, and come back tomorrow morning for the full review of this shoe. So Frankie is wondering what my marathon shoe is going to be. Frankie, I don't know. I will say we've got options, right? We've got options here in the studio, so it's very exciting. And I don't hold up these shoes to like brag. I just hold them up like to say, oh, look at how many running shoes I have. I hold them up to say like I'm genuinely testing out these shoes for all of you. Like, if I was not doing this YouTube channel, I would probably have like 2 pairs of options for a marathon racing shoe. So, Frankie, I don't know. Thank you for that question, but I genuinely don't know what shoe it is going to be. All right, moving on again. Thank you for that. Let's see here. Okay, let's see. This is from, yes. Okay. Lef, I think you're watching. I hope you're watching right now, from Belgium. He says, I wonder what your philosophy is behind the speed workout venturing into a long run. Most plans focus on either workout or either long run, unless you want to train your body to run tired. So remember last week, everybody, I went to the track for the first time in 10 years. That was a lot of fun to go to a dirt track and just hit it. So Lef, there's kind of two things here. First is I'm very, very busy, and so I have volume goals that I want to hit every single week, and really like that 7 to 10 day window, because I know for a fact like how much volume I need to run 2:19 for a marathon. Like I have talent, but I'm not the most talented runner out there. So I am like testing the waters in this first marathon attempt to figure out, okay, how much volume can my body handle and how much speed can I add to my legs, considering I'm coming off of ultra running and trail running. So the philosophy behind the workout last week was, first of all, to get the legs moving a little bit at 5-minute flat pace, right? I did eight 400-meter repeats in 75 seconds with a minute rest, so it was great. And then I went and did a 15-mile. So Left, just so you know, that 15 miles is a middle distance day for me. I know the total day was 20, but I broke the workout into 2 sections. So for a long run for me is really, it's at least 20, and it's more like 22 to 24. Now, Left, you have to, like last year, I was doing 30-mile, 35-mile, 40-mile long runs to get ready for like 100-mile races. So it's like, I know it's crazy, and I don't want to encourage anybody to go do that. And that's where like I'm testing the waters for me and frankly for you. Like, how does the body react to these different types of training? So anyway, I'm an ultra runner that's actually coming back in distance. Like today, I did a 15-mile tempo, and it was hard, but like my perspective on 15 miles it's a different perspective, considering I was doing 30-mile, 35-mile long runs in 2018. So that's one thing. And then basically, you already answered the question in your question. Basically, yeah, I want to train my legs to go fast when they're tired. So that's why I did, and eventually I'm going to flip-flop. So I'm going to do a 15-mile tempo and then hit the track. I know it's crazy, but that's what I am approaching. That's how I'm approaching this marathon training. But listen, everybody, I'm trying to run under 220, and that's not easy. I don't know if I can do it. I really don't know. So, but I have a pretty good sense as to what my body needs to get me there. Oh my goodness. I hope that helps, Lef. Oh, that was a great question. I really appreciate you tuning in. Here we go. Okay. Pulling out here. There was one that was connected to another. Okay, we'll go with this one. All right, moving on. Oh, this is a long one. Hold on. Oh man, we're going to save this. I apologize. It's a really long one, and that would actually be a tip. If you do have a really important question, maybe try and keep it like 2, 3, 4 sentences at the most, just because this is like a paragraph here. So I'll try to come back to that. Okay, moving on. Hey Seth, you should put a video together detailing your PRs. I think I've watched all your videos but haven't seen this topic. Cheers. Oh, I don't know who sent that in. Sorry about that. I do have a video. Type PR into the search engine box on the channel and it'll come up. I have one video dedicated to all of my PRs, and frankly, some people ask me, like, what's my half marathon PR? What's my marathon PR? And I just have to say, I don't know, because I did the 1 hour 11-minute half marathon last October, I think it was, alone, not in a race, on not the flattest course. So frankly, we're about to figure out together in Cleveland what my marathon PR will be and what my half marathon PR will be. Because I'm thinking, actually I know I need to set a half marathon PR in the marathon race. Yeah, that's the game plan for Cleveland. Okay, moving on here. Thank you all, and I will jump into the chat here in a minute. I just want to make sure I get through as many of these questions as possible. Okay. Hey Seth, how do you find the Nike Zoomfly Flyknits for 3 minute per kilometer pace? Can they handle it? Thanks. That's from Turhan. Basically, Turhan, I did not wear the Zoomfly Flyknits for the workout last week. Remember, I'm hoping Strava creates a feature where you can split mileage in one session. So I did the Zonte 4s on the track, the New Balance Zonte 4s on the track for the 400-meter repeats. They were amazing. And then I switched over to the Zoomfly Flyknits. So I think that's what you're seeing on Strava. So I did not wear the Zoomflies for the 3 minute per kilometer pace. I think they would be fine at that pace. But not on a track. Like the turning, it's a really tall stack height actually, here it is. Look at that stack height of the Zoomfly. It's just too tall for a track. Definitely I would not wear these on a track, that is for sure. Maybe, but yeah, they could definitely handle, 5 minute pace for sure. They're not the lightest option out there, but they would do the trick. Okay, so cool to see everybody here. Let's see. Daniel asks, what does Strava say is your best effort? I know. I don't quite understand that feature, Daniel. I don't get it. Like, it kind of guesses your... I don't understand how they're... I know what you're saying. Maybe somebody can jump on to the chat and talk back and forth. I don't understand those guesses from Strava. Okay, next. This is from XC is Life on Instagram. I was also wondering if you were going to review the Kiger 5s. So just so you know, everybody, the Nike Wild Horse and the Nike Terra Kiger 5s are just being released like right now. So yes, I will be reviewing most likely both. I don't know. We'll see. But yes, stay tuned for that review. Good one. Here we go. Oh man, nice. Turhan is in the house. Okay. What shoes will you be running in at the Cleveland Marathon? That is from Hugh. I already answered that, Hugh. We shall see. We shall see. Is it in the studio right now? I actually don't even know. I'm still testing and figuring out, like, there's a lot of options out there for running shoes or marathon shoes. Okay, this is from Uchukuran. Sorry if I'm not saying that correctly. He says, hi, James. And just so everyone knows, my first name is Seth. But you can definitely call me James. That's my middle name. So he says, hi, James. I just watched your aerobic base video. Amazing information. I have a question. During the aerobic base training period, should I add once a week interval training into a program, or should I just keep on focusing on the aerobic base training? Thanks, Uchukuran. Sorry, I'm not saying that right. Basically, I would say, for the half marathon and marathon, the first 2 to 2.5 months of training, I would focus just on aerobic base building. Now, I don't know what your training block looks like, so how long is your training block? But for me, I prefer 2 to 2.5 months of just aerobic base training. But for the 5K or the 10K, I would say it's a little different. I would say, yes, you do want to start adding some interval work earlier. So instead of 2 to 2.5 months in, I would probably go 7 to 9 weeks in, roughly, roughly. Where I would start to add some interval work, gentle at first, and then slowly ramping up the volume and the intensity of the interval training. So yeah, I hope that helps. Again, that's a broad answer. I don't know your goal race. I don't know your peak race or but that's like a general rough answer that I would give for that. Thank you for that question. All right, moving on, and I'll jump after this one. I will jump into the chat for 1 second. Okay. Oh boy. Okay, this is a long one. Okay. He says He says some advice. He's looking for some advice or tips for racing. Should I run my own race or run to win? Oh yeah, this is a gentleman who's running a race in Israel, maybe this weekend, and I think it's a half marathon, and his marathon personal best is 1:23. Congrats. I think he's in high school maybe, but it sounds like he might be able to win it depending on the competition that shows up. And so he's just asking for some racing tactic or racing strategy for the race. Let's see. So I would say, and his name is Lewis. Thank you for that question. Basically, Lewis, for me, if I show up at the starting line and I have a chance to win it, I test the waters. I always test the waters. For a 5K, it's really like in the first 800 meters, really. I mean, pretty quick into the race. For a half marathon, I would test the waters for 1.5 miles, maybe 2 miles, and just listen. So get in the pack, get toward the front. If you feel confident that you can run that pace, whatever, don't go out too fast, but just listen to everybody around you, listen to the breathing, watch their stride. Like, are they really working and digging to make that pace happen, or are they kind of floating along like it's a cakewalk? So I would wait like 1.5 miles to 2 miles into the half marathon, and then at 2 miles, if you're feeling good and everybody around you's feeling okay, maybe you just start to increase that pace just a little bit to push it forward and see if others can respond. Hope that helps. Good question, Lewis. Oh, baby. Okay. Oh, yeah. I said I'm going to jump in here. Let's see. Oh, man. Lots of questions. Okay. There we go. That's right, Jazz. We want to go running right now. Okay. So Hein asked, do you think that other than the shoe comfort, does the specific shoe features make a difference for the average recreational runner? Some of those special shoes are really pricey. Let's see. So I think the question is, does the specific shoe features make a difference for the average rec? I would say that it will make you faster, Hein. Yes, I would say Yes, I know they're pricey. I know some of these shoes in the studio right now, all of these right here are pretty, these are all pretty pricey. The Turbo, the Rocket, and then the 4%, they're all pricey. But I think they'll make anyone faster. Just a smidge. Now, it's not gonna change the game completely, but running shoes have really come a long ways in the last 5 years, especially racing shoes. So, yeah, I mean, if you're racing a marathon at, 12-minute pace or 13-minute pace, it might not make a huge difference, but anything I would say under 11:30 pace, I would say yes. I'd say anybody can get a benefit. Good question. Thank you for that. Okay, let's see here. So many questions coming in. Okay, I'm jumping back in here real quick. Thank you. Again, you all know about Super Chat, and obviously it supports the channel, but if you really have a question that you're just dying to ask, I will answer all of the Super Chat questions. I can't why? Because that's your hard-earned money, and I appreciate it, but I can't answer all the questions, or else we would be here till midnight. But maybe sometime we'll pull an all-nighter together. How's that sound? Okay, Jake asks, I'm from the UK. I stayed up to 2 a.m., but my size was not given away. Do you give away US size 14? Wow, that's a big foot, Jake. Huge fan of your YouTube channel. My parents are going on holiday to Denver in 2 weeks. Any recommendations for running routes for my dad? Jake, that's awesome. Thank you, Jake, for staying up late. Sorry we didn't pull a shoe size 14 for you. And yes, we will do another running shoe giveaway at some point. Basically, Jake, I would say he should check out Mount Falcon is a spot, Deer Creek, or Boulder. If he wants to stay close, now there is quite a bit of climbing there. Something a little easier would be Green Mountain. It's a little more flat. But anyway, Jake, good question. I hope your dad has a good time in Denver. Okay, moving on. Let's just see here if there's any questions I can jump into. Let's see. Oh, my goodness. Okay, let's see. Trevor asked, when you and one other person are leading a race, what is the protocol for who should lead? Ah, that's kind of interesting, Trevor. Trevor. Okay, I'll be honest, Trevor. I haven't been in the lead of a race like too often. But I would say, Trevor, if it's like a half marathon with a headwind and somebody is sitting on your tail for over 2 miles, I would move to the side and let him, if somebody's just drafting off of you, like, I would not let that happen. I would fall back a little bit. I'd tuck in. Anyway, that's a good question, Trevor. But if there's a headwind, you should not be. And I would say that's just basic. Like, if you're running the exact same pace for a half marathon, a marathon, like longer races, nobody should sit on you forever and ever. I think drafting is good, but I do think it's good. I'm not a fan of just sitting on someone and then out kicking them. I'd rather race it and see who can win it. Okay, moving on here. Gorm asks, I had my first run in my Hoka Carbon Rockets today. They're awesome, except that the right shoe is digging into my heel a little. I expect them to be fine with a few more kilometers in them. Any tips to alleviate this in the meantime? Okay, I want to ask right now for the chat, who owns the Hoka Carbon Rockets? Does anybody own them? Let us know in the chat if you do. And are you struggling with, it sounds like it was his right heel. The heel was digging into him. Gorm, I have not had that issue. Just so you know, the full review of this shoe just published yesterday or 2 days ago. No, yesterday. So I just gave my full review. Got to go check that out. I must say, the more that I run in the Carbon Rocket, the more that I like it. I was a little apprehensive at first with the 1 millimeter drop or offset from heel to toe, and then the weight just over 7 ounces in my size. I just felt like I felt like it's moving in the right direction, Hoka, but it's not the perfect shoe yet. I will say the upper on the Hoka Carbon Rocket is the best upper I've ever worn. I mean, it is so comfortable. This upper, Hoka, you nailed the upper. So just putting that out there right now. But Gorm, I have not had that issue. Okay, moving on. Let's just see if there's anyone here. Let's see. Okay, moving on. Let's go here. Let's see. Okay, we've got probably 3 more in the box. Oh, man, we are rocking and rolling. Okay. Hey, Seth, this is from Tristan. It sounds like he's in the UK. I absolutely love what you're doing on here on YouTube. Just wondering if there was any way you could change the giveaway slightly so that people outside of the US could get their name in the hat. I'm in the UK and was fast asleep. That's smart. Congrats to all the winners from Tristan. Yes, we will do a giveaway at some point at noon. So noon my time, which I think is 6 or 7 p.m. in London. I think London is 7 hours ahead of Colorado. So that's a good. We will do a giveaway. I don't know when, but we will do one at noon my time. Good question. And of course, like, the giveaways are for everyone, but they're most especially for people who truly need running shoes and can't afford them. So just putting that out there, like, 2 years ago, I could not afford brand new running shoes. So now I can, so I wouldn't put my name in the hat now. Anyway, just wanted to put that out there. Okay, let's keep going here. So cool to have everyone here. Shout out to Caleb and Scott and, oh man, Kurt. Okay. Oh yeah, I want to talk about the Vomero 14s in 1 second. Okay. This is from Alex. Hey Seth, I've been looking for a pair of the New Balance Beacons, but I am finding it quite hard to find a pair for a good price or ones that ship to Australia. Are there any shoes as light and soft as the Beacons? That's from Alex. So he's looking for a pair of Beacons that are at a good price. So I don't have the Beacons in the studio right now, Alex. Basically, this Skechers Go Run Ride 7. I would say, and I don't own this. I don't own the GRR7 is kind of the short way to say it. I don't own that shoe, but I have tried the shoe on in a Skechers running shoe store, and they were good. I thought they were very comfortable, and the cushion was there, and I think they're. Oh man, let me know in the chat. I think they're around $80 now. Like, they're pretty affordable. The Skechers Go Run Ride 7 would be an option. I don't know if Skechers is in Australia, but anyway, Alex, I would look into them. You know what? Oh man, I'm trying to think of another. Gosh, yeah. Anyway, I'll just leave it there. Skechers Go Run Ride 7 for affordability. Good question. Okay, the baby blues. That is right, Daniel. Okay, moving on. One more in the box, and I'll just jump into the question real quick. Scott from the Vomero 14s. Scott, I'm deathly afraid of tying the Vomero 14s on my feet now. Because, like, the laces cut into the top of my foot so bad that one time, it really took like 10 days for the pain to go away. It didn't stop me from running, but it was very concerning. So I think I laced them too tight. Nike, I think you really, really may, because I am not the only one that suffered this pain. There are other people out there on the internet who are complaining about the same issue, where the laces or something is wrong at the top of the tongue, where basically the tongue is not tall enough or there's not enough padding on the tongue of the Nike Vomero 14. And I love the shoe. It's a nice, good, heavy, long run shoe. Like, I like it. It's like a good, just get miles in it. Like, for me, at like 7:30 to 8-minute pace. Like, just go pound it out and get it done. It's not a fast shoe, but I probably won't wear them until after the marathon. I just don't want to risk it at all. So, good question from Scott. Like, I love the shoe. The ride is amazing, but it's just a little too much pain through the top of the foot. Okay, let's see here. Okay, just making sure. Oh, man. Caleb says he got the Go Run Ride 7 for $10 at Running Warehouse. Oh, my goodness. Yeah, they're really cheap. They're really cheap. Good call to Caleb. Okay, let's see. Michael's in the house. He says, me too. I can't find the beacons here in Australia anywhere. The New Balance online store has one pair, size 7.5 US. Okay, good to know, Michael. I think the Canadian Marathon record holder Cam Levins is a Hoka sponsored in Running Boston. That's from Trevor. Nice. Okay. Let's see here. Jason's in the house. Totally agree, Seth. Those laces bite. I run the Vomeros very loose now. I know. It's crazy. It's just crazy. I run them loose too, and I'm just like, whew. I just got to wait. I just got to give it time. Give it a little time on the good shoe, but I just I got to figure that out. Okay. Let's see here. Justin, I'm going to get to you in a second about plantar fasciitis because I know you've been asking about that. Okay. One last question. Well, we do have two, but let's just do this one. This is from Seth, another Seth, and it's kind of a longer one. He's in Alabama, and he runs. Actually, we've kind of already touched upon this, Seth, but I'll do it again. Basically, he's wondering, I follow your channel and love it. I just want to know how to stay positive all the time and not be negative. I run at the University of Montevallo in Alabama. I know you ran a good time in the 5K, and just lately, whenever I race or do workouts, I just have these negative thoughts that tell me I can't go on. What do you do to get through that? If you answered, it would be awesome. I ran 15:19 for a 5K, and I know I'm capable of so much more. I just get into a race and shut down easily when it begins to hurt. And I'm just trying to find out something since you're a positive guy. Okay, Seth, good name. Man. Oh, listen, I am not a psychologist, and I'm just riffing here. We're just riffing, right? Back and forth, trying to share from experience, not necessarily from a professional psychologist mindset. Basically, it takes time to develop the appreciation of pain and knowing, Seth, that someday you're going to be old and you're not going to be able to race 15:19 for a 5K. You're going to be racing 35 minutes for a 5K because guess what? We all get old. Our knees start to hurt. Our hips start to go out. This happens. This is part of the human experience. So I always, Seth, like, I know it's maybe not the easiest thing to hear, but I try to keep life in perspective, understanding like this pain is beautiful because someday I'm not going to be able to do this. And frankly, like today on my 15-mile run, I was flying by people and I was like, gosh, how fortunate am I that these people are like, you know, they're just like, they're just like, okay, there were some people walking, and that's fine. Walking is good, but like I could tell that they were trying to regain their fitness, their health. Like they probably can't run right now because either they're a little too big or whatever the case may be. So I'm like, gosh, how blessed am I to be able to run right now? And so Seth, oh man, so anyway, that's like one little approach I take is like someday you're not going to be able to go crush it on the track and go into the, as Courtney DeWalter says, go into the pain cave. Like go into the pain cave, set up some lawn chairs and just live a little. Just enjoy that pain cave a little. I love that quote from Courtney. So anyway, Seth, good question. I'm not sure if that helps, but I just like keep life in perspective. Know that someday you're not gonna be able to do what you get to do. You're very, very fortunate to be at a university where you can race on a consistent basis. All right, does that sound good, Seth? Great name, and we can keep going back and forth. Feel free to email me back. Holy smokes. Get me fired up, Seth. Get me fired up. Okay, let's see here. Moving on to... Okay, we're actually going to save this, and let's see. Where are we at in the chat? Okay, we're going to open it up. Anything you want to ask me right now, open Q&A, anything, hit me up in the chat. We'll go for maybe 5 to 10 more minutes, and this is awesome. So cool. Okay, let's see here. Oh, man, so good. Yes, expect the pain and welcome it as a friend as you are working hard enough to have it show up. It is complimenting you on your effort. That is right. Awesome. Jordan is here. Daniel's here. Greg is here. Shout out to Greg. Let's see here. Anthony's here. Okay. Trevor says, read Alex Hutchinson's Endurer. Nice. Like, I'm guessing he's really good at like getting over these, mental challenges when it comes to racing. Okay, I'm waiting for the questions to stream in here. Dokut asks, worst running memory? I mean, Dokut, there's very few, but you know what comes to mind immediately is, when you have to go to the bathroom. Sorry to go there, but like when your stomach is just like all tied up in knots, that is probably one of the worst situations. Oh, that is not good. So yeah, I went there. We're family here. Okay, let's see. Andrew asks, how do you pace your long runs? Andrew, I usually go for 7 to 7:30 pace right now when I'm fit. When I'm just working into my fitness, it's probably like 8-minute pace, 8:30 pace, roughly. Good question, Andrew. But yeah, 7 to 7:30 pace for my long runs. Okay. Daniel asked, do you plan on going for a PR in the 5K? Oh man, Daniel. Whew, Daniel. So my PR for the 5K is 14:46. I ran it in Eugene, Oregon at the University of Oregon 12 years ago when I was in college, and it was at, basically sea level, and I felt real good. Like, it was a good race, but then I had a lot of injuries, so I was unable to drop that PR time down lower. But I will say, Daniel, I'm feeling very, very good right now and like strong and fit. And I'm gonna race on Sunday so I'm racing the Cookie Chase 5K in Denver. If you live in Denver, come out to the Cookie Chase 5K. You can register, I think, the day of, and it's just gonna be a good time. So I'm gonna race and I'm gonna see what we can do. Listen, we're at elevation here, but I'm gonna go for broke, as I like to say. Okay, Trevor asked, do you think you'll have a grandson named Seth? Trevor, I wouldn't be surprised. I would not be surprised. That's a good question. Okay, let's see here. Let's see. Any tips for stress fractures? Oh, man. I've had 9 stress fractures in my life, so you're speaking my language. You got to get in a boot immediately, so put yourself in a boot. Put yourself on crutches if you want to heal even quicker. Usually I did crutches for 2 weeks and then a boot for 4 weeks. And then during that time, I was in the pool every single day, aqua jogging and swimming. And that actually was pretty darn good. And then I would hit the stationary bike real hard. That all worked pretty well to keep okay fitness. You lose muscle strength, but so yeah, that would be a couple ideas for you. But yeah, boot, crutches. Oh man, I had a lot of stress fractures, so that was crazy times. Oh, Runner Mom Hall is in the house from Seattle. I love it. Thank you for being here. Okay, plantar fasciitis, real quick. Stretch your hamstrings and your calves. Hamstrings and calves 3 times a day, 10 minutes each session. So 30 minutes a day. Hamstrings and calves. I learned last year, like, your plantar fasciitis is not, it doesn't start at your foot. It starts because your entire kinetic chain, like from your basically your lower back all the way down to your toes, it's all connected. So anyway, yeah, you want to really stretch out, and then gentle massaging on your arch. not on your heel. So gentle massaging at first, and then slowly you can dig in a little bit more, just trying to loosen up that fascia tendon, but stay away from the heel because that's where it's probably inflamed and hurting the most. Again, things that I've learned over time. Okay, moving on. Tyler asks, am I coming to Wisconsin anytime soon? I don't think so, but I'd love to race in Wisconsin at some point. Let's see. Do I run daily? I struggle running more than 2 to 3 times a day, 2 to 3 times, and would love to run more often. Any tips, ways to increase? Thanks. That's from Dominic. I do run every day, but I do take, like at Christmas time, I always take 2 to 3 weeks off every Christmas, like no matter what. And then after Cleveland, I will take, I'll take a week, maybe 10 days. I'm a big fan of taking long chunks of time off after a peak race. So how to increase? I would say 2 to 3 times a week is a great place to start. I always say though, like 5 is a beautiful number. I think, you know, especially if you haven't been running for years and years, running every day can be physically draining, but also a little bit of a risk of getting an injury. So I would say shooting for 5 days a week is great because then you can do a rest day in the middle of the week, and then maybe Sunday you take a rest day as well, and then every other day you're running. How to get there? Oh man, I mean, I think priorities. Oh, it's like you got to maybe say no to. Say no to, like I used to play softball. I love softball. Say no to softball and maybe say yes to running, or I don't know. You might have to cut something out of your schedule. So good question. I wish I had more for you. Okay. Holy smokes. There are a lot of questions here. When was the last time I had a side stitch? That's from Justin. I don't know. I mean, they happen. I don't know, maybe a month ago. They happen occasionally. You know, it'll pop up. Yeah, they're no fun. Let's see here. Okay, oh boy. I don't know if I can get to all these. Let's see. All right, Ben agrees for plantar fasciitis. Let's see. Michael says he just grabbed a pair of Beacons, still expensive, but hey, nice. Anthony asks, have you ever been injured in your taper for a race? How did you balance recovery and not losing fitness? Yes, Anthony, I have been injured in a taper for a race. And gosh, it depends on how far out, but my injury happened like 6 days before. So Anthony, I raced through it. I just ran through it. I was like, I gotta go. Now's the moment. So I wouldn't necessarily recommend that unless you're, I wouldn't recommend that, but I have raced through, I have done a race on an injury. So, gosh, let's see here. Okay, I'm just trying to, and always, if you put a question mark at the end of your question, it does help me find them here in the chat. Let's see. Oh my goodness. Sports fan is huge for cross country. Okay. All right. I'm not seeing any other questions, so maybe we're good. I'm just seeing like conversations happening. Okay. Carl asks, why do I have Strava on the blackboard behind me? So Carl, basically, well, first of all, we have DeMoor Global Running is the group that we have on Strava. There's like 1,200 runners now in that group. It's crazy. Last week we ran collectively together 26,000 miles together on DeMoor. Like, what? That's like once around the earth, 26,000 miles almost. And so, but the reason Strava is up there, Carl, is that basically, why is it up there? A lot of questions are coming. Like when I post my run, people will ask questions, which I love, but I don't always have time. I don't have time to answer all of them. So what I'm doing now is I'm copying and pasting those questions for the live streams on Wednesdays. Does that make sense, Carl? So basically, that's why it's up there, is to just to let everybody know, keep the questions coming, but I'm going to start answering the questions in the live stream, because it's just like the volume of questions is bountiful, if you know what I mean. Okay, I think we're good. I think we're good unless there's, oh, thank you for that super chat, Tyler. I love it. Appreciate that. Oh, Jim, I apologize. I'm not in a three-piece suit. That was, Jim, that was an old photo. I had to get a thumbnail up. Jim, I do a little clickbait there. I do apologize. Okay, Christian asks, are you having a meetup at the Cleveland Marathon? Because I'm running it and would love to meet you. Yes. Christian, it's going to be after the race. It will not be before. I like to get in the zone. I like to focus. I need to rest, right? I'm a big advocate of staying off your feet the day before, or even 2 days before a peak race. Like, you want to get a shakeout run in, make sure the legs are still moving, but I'm a big fan of staying off your feet the day before a peak race. So it'll be after the race. I don't know the details yet. We will figure it out. So stay tuned for details on that. Okay. So let's see. And Jules asks, what's your favorite kind of coffee? Jules, darker the better. Darker the better. If anybody doesn't know, like, I love coffee. And I wish, like, Jules, I can't really afford expensive coffee. Like, I would love to buy high-end coffee at some point in my life, but I like dark roast, darker the better. Good question, Jules. I like those life questions as well. Okay. I'm going to take three more real quick. Dominic asked, do you have a rotation for the shoes you run in? Dominic, how I choose the shoes that I'm going to run in, it all depends on the workout and the distance. For example, like, I wouldn't take the Zoom Fly Knits on a track. I wouldn't, well, these are all very similar shoes out here right now. I wouldn't take the Adios 4 from Adidas on an easy run. I wouldn't do that. This is a racing shoe. So yeah, it all depends on what the task at hand is for that particular day. Good question, Dominic. Hopefully that helps. That's a big question, actually. I could go into more detail on that sometime, another time. Okay. And Law, I have not used cycling workouts to get my aerobic. Actually, okay, I take that back. In college, I did use some cycling workouts to build up my aerobic base, but that was in college, and it was mostly because I was coming off of injuries. But good question. I don't bike now. Okay, yes, I need a bow tie. That is right. Okay, two more questions. Let's see. Oh man, oh man, okay. There's so many questions. It's great. You guys are the best. Okay. Alan asks, I'm just wondering if you've ever made a vlog on improving one's cadence. And I think that question also connects to somebody asked how I work on my running form. So basically, Alan, I need to do another video. It's hard to find time, but another video on plyometrics. So it's plyometrics are basically explosive jumping that you do on a soccer field or somewhere there's grass to work on explosive movements. And also, I spend a lot of time, actually today, you'll see it in tomorrow's vlog, I spend a lot of time just in my living room walking around like on my toes, doing duck feet walks, all these little movements with my feet to strengthen my ankles and my feet, because I think that is your foot strike. So how your foot strikes the ground, that is the foundation of your running. If your foot strike is a little off, it throws everything else off up your entire leg. So I really focus on strengthening my ankles, my Achilles tendon, my fascia, my all the teeny tiny muscles and tendons. I guess it'd be more tendons and ligaments in my toes, all of that. So, and then from there, build up from there, up the leg with Mr. Robot. You guys go search on the channel Plyometrics, and you might be able to see, it's like this, I call it Mr. Roboto, and basically you're doing a slow motion, like you're going through molasses, do it for like 15 to 20 meters down a soccer field, and you do your running form in slow motion, going just like really emphasizing every single movement. So anyway, we'll get to more of that soon. Okay, one more question. Oh man, Scott and everybody, there's just so many. I'm gonna take Daniel. Sorry guys, there's just so many. Daniel, I do drink coffee before a race, and I drink coffee before workouts, just a little bit. I like a little first of all, I like coffee and a little jolt to the system, but you got to watch it on race day. Definitely tone it back. It's probably like 3/4 of a cup, like a normal size coffee cup, not a big one. And then like 3/4 of a cup. So, good question. All right, we got to call it. We've been going for 75 minutes. It's amazing. I love you guys. Thank you for being here. That was a lot of fun. Again, email me your questions. Send them to me on Instagram. Those are probably the two best ways. And then if you also want to ask on Strava underneath a run or in DeMoor Global Running, we'll do the same thing a week from tonight, April 10th, 7 p.m. Mountain Time, and I'll do my best to answer as many as possible. Thank you, Tanner, for that last super chat there, $1.99. I appreciate it. Thank you, Tanner. And that is all. You all are the best. We'll do this again, and seek beauty, work hard, and love each other, right? That's how we roll here on this channel. And of course, I never know how to stop the live stream. So hold on here. Yeah, I have no clue. All right.